because my mom would call the police.
Did you feel comfortable telling your mom or your friends that these types of things were happening to you?
No, I hid it from my mom the best I could. I don't like my mom to worry about me, and then I also didn't want her to call the police.
Were you embarrassed at these?
How has this motherfucker been like in my community for months, and has been subbed to me for months, and is like literally a fucking psychopathic incel? Talking about the one time it took for. It's always so weird when shit comes out like this, where it's like this dude might be like a totally normal dude otherwise,
2-month Andy Poggers.
and then as soon as he sees, like, he just like reverts back to the incel ways. No, it's not a War Machine fan. This is a lonely. Oh, never mind. Oh, he tried to say the N-word in the chat. I don't know why we didn't clap him beforehand. We missed it. Never mind. But like classic incel, he's like mad that this woman was in an abusive relationship, and not mad at the abuse, but instead mad that like she chose to be with the abusive person instead of someone like him. You know, I'm sure that women don't want to be with you because you're horrible. You're a horrible monster.
These things were happening to you?
I was extremely embarrassed. I never thought that I could let that happen to me. I always saw myself as a strong individual, and I realize now that I shouldn't have been embarrassed, but at the time I definitely was.
Did he ever threaten you if you did tell?
Yes, he did.
What did he say?
He said he would send his Navy SEAL friends and the Hells Angels after either myself or my family if he went to prison.
Christy recounts 4 graphic occurrences of her getting physically assaulted by the defendant, with the 4th being over another guy designing her gold-plated fangs.
He ripped my wig off, and I took my fangs out because I knew he was going to hit me next, and I didn't want to either chip my teeth or swallow one of the fangs.
Okay. And so you took them out. What
Yes.
happened after you took the fangs out?
I put them into my bag, and he began screaming at me more and more, and he turned the car around to go back where we came from. I had taken my seatbelt off because I knew if we hit a stoplight, I'd be able to escape and I wouldn't have to get hit this time.
Okay.
So I took my seatbelt off without him noticing, and I tried, when we reached the stoplight, thank God we hit a stoplight, I opened the door to try and escape, and he pulled me back in by my hair and slammed my head down on the dashboard, which chipped my tooth. And then he was still really mad, so he grabbed my head and brought me in and bit my chin right here.
In the left part of your bottom chin?
Yes. And I don't remember how many times he hit me after that, but he turned down the side road by the Best Buy, and he said, "Now I have to kill you because people saw you try and escape." He said, "Now I have to take you to the desert and kill you." I still have my seatbelt off. I was bent over crying, and at some point he punched me in the back. And then he took me to a gym parking lot, and he calmed down a little bit, and he licked his hand and tried to wipe some of the blood away. He told me he couldn't take me home like this because my mom was home. He told me he had to clean me up, but everything was going to be fine. And then after that, he took me home. He went inside first. When my mom greeted him, he said that I was just, getting some stuff out of the car and that I would be in shortly. And then when she went back to her room, he allowed me to come in and go upstairs and clean myself up.
What were your injuries after that incident?
I had a black eye, and I had a cut under my eye. I had a scratch on my nose where he had hit me. I had a bite mark here. And that's pretty much it. My chipped tooth. I once told my mom, I just fell down the stairs in my bedroom. Of course, the cliche, I fell down the stairs. But I ended up using that. I told my friends that, it was just a dog scratch, or, my dogs are large, that a dog had hit me in the head, like head butted me, like it was, I would just come up with any excuse that I could use.
You said in the days afterwards, he would take care of you. So let's say that, there's an incident, like we were just talking about, and then you have marks on your face. In the next days, how would he treat you?
It would be the best days of our relationship. He would stay home from training just to be with me, and we would watch all my favorite movies. He would go to the store and get all the snacks that I wanted. He would go get coffee for me. We would order, take in or delivery. He would just be around me and make sure that I was okay.
Was he loving during those periods?
Extremely loving.
This is known in psychology as the cycle of abuse, or more specifically, phase 3, sometimes referred to as the honeymoon stage. After an abusive episode, the abuser will often seek connection. They will act romantic, apologetic, and remorseful. The abused will primarily feel relief in that they are no longer being attacked, but they may also begin to feel a stronger connection to the abuser due to the abrupt switch of contrasting emotions. When intense fear and intimidation is directly followed by affection and warmth, the intimate nature of the latter can become significant.
Why are there so many incels in here? I'm looking out for you. Like, after a really fucking harrowing retelling of a woman describing in great detail her experience with domestic abuse, if your immediate take is like, I can't believe like this bitch stayed with him and I can't even get a girl to fucking text me back, I'm gonna let you know that right there is the reason why you can't get girls to text you back, and probably for good reason. Like, that sense of entitlement probably comes across as fucking annoying. You know? And if you don't keep that shit in check and don't recognize it as like unacceptable behavior, I worry you could turn into a guy like this too. That motherfucker started off as an incel at some point as well. Okay?
Significantly intensified. The abused will then feel reassured and hopeful about the relationship, and this denial approves the illusion of safety. During
having a rational thought that she's kind of dumb for not leaving the relationship means you're an incel? Okay. I'm going to ban you as well. And then I'm going to quietly but carefully try to describe that when someone is being domestically abused, saying that it's their fault for being in a cycle of abuse is one of the most moronic, baboon-like statements that I have ever heard. I know I say shit like that from time to time when we're watching 90 Day Fiancé, but those situations are not the same as like being in a harrowing, horrible domestic abuse scenario, not just emotional abuse, but also physical abuse on top of that. You are victim blaming. It's not that easy to get out of relationships like this. Part of it is literally what is being explained on screen right now. The cycle of abuse, the emotional, the trauma, and then the subsequent like recovery period that keeps you locked in, like held hostage this way in a terrible fucking abusive situation like this. There's also the fear. Not only do you have the fear of the unknown, what will my life be without this person who I've been living with, but also on top of that, the fear that like the person might literally fucking murder you. if this is a person who beats the shit out of you, a person who loves you, who beats the shit out of you all the goddamn time, what the fuck are they going to do when they realize you are about to leave them? So it might be very easy for your no pussy having ass to have a dumbass fucking take like this, you weirdo fucking incel, but not necessarily the easiest thing to be in a situation like this and just not see yourself out of it, forehead. Also, I need you to understand that this person had already left the relationship. This is 3 months after she had already broken up with John Koppenhaver, aka War Machine. He happened to still have a key to her apartment and came in while she was on it after a date having sex with some other guy. Months after the relationship had ended. So shut the fuck up. And she was right, by the way. She left him and he almost fucking murdered her.
Dankies.
She should have changed her locks. Not an excuse, though. Okay. Anybody else want some, dude? Yo, this is literally the... I mean, it's a woman. A woman that is a victim of domestic abuse and a sex worker. So, you know, the different kinds of chatters are doing self-reports all over the place. Similar to when we see, like, a black victim murdered by, like, a white dude. So, very cool. I like covering stories like this because it gives me time and opportunity to clean this community a little bit. You know? People just can't hold themselves back. They have to go mask off.
During therapy, the counselor will often refer to this as the merry-go-round. The reason for this is because the cheerful image of an amusement ride is believed to make it less intimidating, and therefore easier to both spot and then accept when the cycle of abuse is occurring. Christy then goes on to graphically recount just one of the multiple times she was raped by the defendant.
When this is going on, are you saying anything? Are you fighting?
I start by saying, no, please don't. Like, I don't want this to happen. And then I just give up.
Did you make clear to him that this is not what I want?
Yes, I did. I began crying at some point. I tell him, stop. And then I just lay there.
After it was done, how did it end?
He got off, and then I went to the shower and just kept crying. And he started screaming at me, what the fuck's wrong with you?
After this event happened, did you still maintain a relationship with him?
Yes, I did.
Why did you continue to stay with him when these things were being done to you?
I loved him. I would have done anything for him. I just wanted to be with him.
Another hour of testimony goes by where Christy details multiple occurrences of physical and psychological abuse. She eventually gets to the moment when Corey Thomas had just left the apartment after being assaulted by Koppenhaver.
Now, you said that after Corey leaves, you remember the defendant running at you.
Yes.
And then you remember, the next thing you remember is being in the shower.
Yes.
Do you remember how you got in the shower?
I don't know how I got in the shower.
Do you remember, when you were in the shower, did you have clothes on or off?
They were off, and the shorts that I were wearing were in the shower.
When you were in the shower, what was the defendant doing?
He was going through my phone and yelling at me through the glass door.
What was he yelling about?
I don't remember exactly what he was yelling about anymore.
At that point in time, did you think you had been hit?
Yes, I could taste blood in my mouth, so I knew I had been hit in the face. And I also I don't remember how I got in the shower.
What's the next thing you remember?
Past that, I just remember being on all fours right in front of the shower, like I was about to stand up, and he kicked me in the ribs so hard that I fell over and began convulsing.
Did you ever ask him for help or to stop?
Just after this, I told him that I needed help. Because I genuinely felt like I was going to die at this point.
What did he say to you?
He told me that nobody could help me.
At any point in time, did he ever?
Dude, there aren't fucking racists and incels. There's 45,000 people in here, and anyone who wants to say anything can say anything. It is insane for you to assume that this community with fucking 45,000 people in here is full of racists and incels. Of course there's going to be fucking racist people and incel people. Literally go to any live stream on the planet in any community and you're going to find a litany, a barrage of fucking abuse in the chat. So much more than this community. It's ridiculous to assume that, like, because there's like 50 fucking people that we clap over the course of like a 10-hour stream with 50,000 people watching, that I'm not going to run the top of the hour ad break 4 minutes after the top of the hour. Like, it's crazy that you think that I wouldn't just, break away from the subject matter expertly and hit you with a fucking ad break. I have to. I'm not going to wait until the end of the video because there's it goes on for a while. Yeah. If you'd like to no longer see the ads, you can subscribe.
You like money more than her fans.
The realist prophet says you like money more than your fans. Yeah, that's why I just banned a 6-month subscriber and another 2-month subscriber while publicly accosting them. My interest in money was the reason why I did that. Because everybody that subscribes loves seeing someone who's been a fucking community member for a very long time get publicly shamed. I banned a 17-month subscriber yesterday. You know, all of my love for money is the reason why I routinely do public executions of chatters like this by bringing it up to the public square and putting them down so they understand that, like, you should not feel safe just because you've given me money.
Sag.
You understand? Imagine subbing to this ape. Yeah, literally. Imagine, dude. You're not subbed right now, so I was literally about to ban you. Imagine getting banned by this ape. Dude, imagine, dude.
Pog.
Imagine not being able to chat because you wanted to do a meme. Anyway, here's the ad break now. I forgot to run it.
Pogu, 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 pogu.
All right, let's keep going.
Ever use any weapons against you?
Yes, he did.
Can you explain how?
He had a knife. It was one of my kitchen set knives. It was a black handle with silver rivets. And he would push it into my ear. He would push it into my hand. He sawed off my hair. He cut up all of my wigs because he always hated my wigs. He cut my head.
With the knife?
Yes.
As a domestic abuse survivor,
And I just remember him still being so angry he broke the handle off of the knife and still continued to use the knife blade in his hand to push it into me.
is there come a point where
He's like too much of a fucking ape to successfully like finish the task, luckily. Like his anger, like he was so angry that he fucking broke the knife, dude. Like literally unable to, like, what a fucking animal, dude. Crows can use tools, you know what I mean? Like monkeys can use tools. And this fucking psycho in that murderous rage was like literally dumber than a fucking monkey.
L.
tells you that he's gonna have to kill you.
Yes.
What does he say?
He looks at me and he says, now I have to kill you. I've gone too far. You can't be seen like this. Everyone's gonna know.
Copenhaver then goes downstairs to the kitchen to retrieve another blade, at which point Christy gets to her feet, staggers to her first-story balcony, and jumps off. She then musters the strength to make her way down to the end of the street, where her neighbor spots her hiding in the garden and calls 911. Christy was taken to the hospital and treated for her injuries. The horrific images circulated on social media, and the hashtag War Machine began trending in the United States, Canada, Brazil, and the United Kingdom. The mugshot of the perpetrator became...
Yeah, by the way, she was gonna die. Like, murder was gonna happen. But because he was such a fucking animal, in all of his rage, like, he broke the knife. And in the process of retrieving a second one, she was able to only then get away.
The most retweeted image during the second week of August 2014, and this eventually led to his arrest. The trial was a hot topic in the national news, with each of the elements receiving a considerable amount of coverage, yet the most talked about was Erin McInday, Christy's mother. She would testify on day 7 of the trial and managed to come across as both endearing yet intimidating at the same time. The type of person you would want as a friend, but most certainly would not want as your enemy.
Just briefly, like, how would you characterize Christy? What type of child was she?
She was a very quiet child. She liked to keep to herself. She was very loving. She was very creative. She liked to color and draw and play with Barbies.
18,7,873,224.
She was outstanding in school. I never had to stand over her and say, do your homework. It was an automatic thing for her.
Would you say she's an extrovert or an introvert?
I would say introvert for sure.
As far as you know, does she drink alcohol?
No.
Or did she drink
Never.
alcohol?
She's never had alcohol.
What about drugs?
No.
In 2013, did Christine start dating someone by the name of Jonathan Copenhaver?
Yes.
Do you see him here?
I do. He's wearing a white shirt, playing with his fingers.
Okay, Your Honor, may the record reflect the identification of the defendant?
Yes, it will.
Thank you. Now, does he look the same to you as he sits here today?
No.
How is he look different?
He looks like he's lost about 50, 60 pounds. He's not as broad in the arms and in the shoulders.
Did you start to see any changes in Christine after she had been with him?
Yes.
That's right. That's a dig at his fucking steroid abuse right there.
Few months.
Yes.
Can you please describe some of those changes?
She was more isolated from me. She didn't want to do anything with me. She would spend more time in her room. She wasn't as talkative. Her social media.
Said you're frail.
Hassle.
One of her accounts was closed. She was she's always been independent. Even as a little girl, she was independent. And you could see her independence kind of slip away as time went on.
Were you ever present at the home when the defendant became physically violent towards your daughter?
I was in that room that day, and I heard screaming and fighting. And I came out of my bedroom, and I said, what the F is going on? They're screaming at each other. I can't even remember what they were screaming, but Christy was standing up on the stairs. I'm not sure where John was. And she said he grabbed me by my neck and dragged me up the stairs. And I'm like, I'm calling the police. And you could see
Counter-terrorism
she had a red mark on her throat. So
When she said, I'm sorry, when she said that to you, when she said he grabbed me by my throat, is she talking like you and I are talking, or is...
No, she was screaming. She was hysterical.
Okay.
I think at that point, John had gone up to the bedroom to pack his stuff, because when I said I'm calling the police, he's leaving. And he stood in the closet with his laundry bag, taking his clothes and stuffing it in there, going, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you.
Was the relationship between the defendant and you, had it pretty much deteriorated?
Yes.
And because of that, was Christy often kind of in the middle between the two of you?
Yes.
Was it clear at this point that you didn't like him and
Oh,
he
I
didn't
couldn't
like
stand
you?
him at that point. I didn't like him. And I told Christy, I started noticing things, and I told her my opinion, and it was just, she'd say, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it.
And then at 6:44, you receive a text message from the defendant, "You awake yet?" Several question marks. There was a huge fight when I came in. The guy she was in bed with came at me. So when you start getting these text messages, what do you do? What's going through your mind?
I tried to call him because I couldn't text fast enough. I just woke up. I was trying to read those and try to process out of a straight sleep. What am I looking at? My mind's trying to catch up to everything that's going on. And so I tried to call him, and I said, what's going on? And he goes, we got into a fight and I had to beat her up. And from that point on, I think I hung up the phone. I went and told my boyfriend, you've got to get up now. He's done something to Christy. Move your car so I can get across town. My boyfriend said, oh God.
So did you get in your car and go across town?
He moved his car and I started driving, and I think the next time I had a thought, I was actually underneath the Desert Inn, the viaduct, the bridge on DI.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm talking
Yes, I
about?
do.
I think that's the last cognitive thought that I really had from the house to there. And my thought was, she's dead. That was my thought.
Did you get to Christy's house?
I did.
And when you got there, were there already police officers and everything?
Yes, ma'am.
And what did you do?
I stopped my truck in the street. I got out of my truck. I saw that the front door was open. I started running. There were officers outside of the house trying to tell me to stop. There were some officers inside the house, and I made it as far as to the inside door, and it was almost like I was like face to face with a lady police officer. And she
Gonna beat his ass, dude.
looked at me, and I looked at her, and I said, is my daughter dead? And she just looked at me, and she said, no, she's at Sunrise Hospital. I get to the ER, and I said, I'm Christy Mack's mom. I want to see my daughter. And they took me to her room. And I walked in, and she was laying in the bed, and it didn't look like her.
Such hassle.
And I walked around and I grabbed her hand. And she said, please don't cry. So I squatted down underneath the bed so I wouldn't upset her. And I held her hand and I cried.
7 months. Oh, good, please don't cry, Hassie.
While you were speaking with Christy, did you attempt to help her find something that she was looking for?
Yes,
And what was that?
her cell phone.
Did you text the defendant and ask him for it?
Christy told me. that he had taken her cell phone. So I started sending him text messages that I wanted that fucking phone.
Were you ever able to get the cell phone?
No.
If looks could kill. According to the Journal of Neuroscience, the mother and daughter relationship is the strongest of all bonds. The part of the brain that regulates emotion is more similar.
I don't know if that's real or not, by the way. JCS does say a bunch of shit like this all the time. What? But goddamn, she literally looks like she's gonna... No, the neuroscience thing that she's talking about. Not the looks could kill thing he's talking about.
Between mothers and daughters than any other intergenerational pairing, and this means a mother is more able to put herself in her daughter's shoes when facing a problem, and thus empathize with her struggle to a far greater extent.
Was, without talking about your conversations with Christy, was there a folder on Christy's phone that she specifically wanted you to get?
Yes.
During the remainder of Christy's stay at the hospital and then for several weeks after, did you kind of try to keep her in a safe place in hiding?
Yes.
Until the defendant had been apprehended?
Yes.
Now you talked a little bit about Christy when you came to her in the hospital and started crying. She told you to quit crying.
Say yes.
Yes, I'm sorry.
It's okay. I know it's hard, but I need an out-loud answer.
Would you consider her an emotional person?
No.
Do you consider it easy for her to share things?
No.
In regards to this incident, does she want to talk about it?
No.
Because of the instance that you've spoken about, that you had seen the defendant physically violate.
The reason why this seems like the hardest one to watch out of all the murder cases you've seen is because this is the most, like, likely to happen to you. That's why. Because, like, we watch murder cases and it's just, like, a dude murdering someone and then chopping them into pieces and stuff like that methodically and talking about it. And the victim is not there to talk about their experience because they're dead. This is like a very likely scenario that happens all the fucking time. And you're literally watching the victim describe the details of her own abuse. So, that's why.
Monk is down.
And because you saw your daughter with marks and you had concerns, do you regret now, not stepping in and going to the police?
No. Mm-mm. The other incidents that I saw, I really wish I would have shot you. That's my retrospective. I wish I would have shot you.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much.
Oof.
So that concludes my direct examination.
Okay. Cross.
The trial lasted 3 weeks, and the verdict came in on March 20th, 2017.
Verdict. We, the jury in the above titled case, find the defendant, War Machine, a.k.a. Jonathan Copenhaver, as follows. Count 1. Battery constituting domestic violence, strangulation, ferret cage. Guilty of battery constituting domestic violence. Court. Count 2. Coercion. Guilty of coercion without force. Count 3, preventing or dissuading witness or victim from reporting crime or commencing prosecution. Guilty of preventing or dissuading witness or victim from reporting crime or commencing prosecution.
The jury deadlocked on the 2 counts of attempted murder, but Copenhaver was still convicted on 29 others, including kidnapping and sexual assault with a weapon. He was sentenced on June 5th, 2017.
Erin McAday and her daughter, Christy McAday, both made brief statements before the sentencing of Jonathan Copenhaver, the 35-year-old mixed martial arts fighter known as War Machine.
I don't know if my life will feel complete in 12 years, or 20 years, or even 30 years. And neither do you.
I have to look out for the well-being of the community
and avoid possible danger to future potential victims as I consider the appropriate sentence here.
Copenhaver was ordered to serve 36 years to life after being convicted of more than 24 charges, including sexual assault and first-degree kidnapping.
So there you have it, the rise and fall of John War Machine Copenhaver. It's a human paradox that many of us will only consider the big picture once it's already too late. The endless opportunity and potential that lay in front of him was thrown away for something as trivial as jealous rage. He will more than likely spend the rest of his life in prison.
Okay, the endless opportunity thrown wasn't just jealous rage. He was a fucking freak. He was like very clearly an abusive freak who literally routinely was looking to unload on people, just like pummel on people. Do I think he can be rehabilitated? Yes. You saw him on Joe Rogan? War Machine was on Joe Rogan? When? Wait, he's like, he has an Instagram account now or some shit? What is that? He still posts? He
Don't
has a
spend it
kid.
all in one place, homie.
Yeah, he got married. He got married in jail and he has a kid. Apparently he like had some fucking fans in jail. He posts about God a lot now. Wait, is he still in jail or is he out of jail? I don't understand. And he still uses the testimony. Someone else runs the Insta for him. Oh, okay.
St. Pierre, his first fight, if you watch it, it's like in Canada in a ring.
Smart if you were a business.
Yeah,
know,
no,
if you're
you-
a business, it's smart.
Oh, for
but
sure.
they do market fighters as well. Look, Ronda Rousey, I know how much Ronda Rousey's making. She's making incredible money. If you're a pay-per-view draw, if you're a George St. Pierre, if you're someone that's making a ton of money, you make money based on how many pay-per-views you sell. So
Yeah.
they're making shitloads of money. So there's what people read online as far as like how much the UFC pays. It's like these are the disclosed revenue, the disclosed incomes. But that's not what they get paid. There's a bunch of other shit involved as well. There's bonuses, and then on top of the bonuses, there's what they get for each pay-per-view sale. So they don't disclose, and a lot of it's because a lot of fighters don't want people to disclose. But if you're a guy who's starting out and you want to eventually work your way up.
Joe didn't know about the abuse? Yeah, how would he have known the abuse in the future, dude? Like, this is before he fucking went to jail, dude. What are you guys talking about? Why would he know? That happened 3 years after? Yeah, like... Oh, the kid's not his? Okay.
Hassle.
Is he supposed to predict the future? Like that this dude's gonna be fucking abusive? It's terrible, dude. Joe did DMT. He should know the future. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Oh, the Instagram is run by a friend, but the Instagram also uses the platform to question the validity of Christine McIntyre's court testimony and length of his sentence.
4 coppers.
How crazy is that? What?
Okay, let me summarize everything that's happened because I'm about to go to bed and I feel the need to get this off my chest and rant. Essentially, it started when she released the Lost Cause music video. In this music video, it shows a bunch of girls at a sleepover, being quite sexual, and people were like, "This is fetishizing of the woman-loving woman community." Like,
Please
bro,
call
are
the
people
National Domestic
fucking
Violence Hotline if you are in a relationship like this.
are people just
Please.
insane,
Cancel.
dude? What are Zoomers doing? Like, yo, I think Zoomers are like weirdly super horny, and they're just like, you have to fuck someone in front of me, otherwise you're queer baiting. Like, I literally, if you're a straight dude, or you're like you're engaging in queer culture, like, you literally need to suck someone's cock in front of me. I need to see it, otherwise you're fucking canceled, dude. You know what I mean? Chasing clout / they do it for views and clicks. She's literally just old-fashioned queer baiting. LMAO. She's dating a 30-year-old homophobe, though. Who? Billie Eilish is old-fashioned queer baiting? How is she queer baiting? I don't think you've seen this one yet, Big Hossy. No, there's more to it. She's dating a 30-year-old man and is out as straight. It is fetishizing us. What does she do that's like queer baiting? Like, can't someone be fucking straight and questioning? Do they have to literally go sign up to the LGBTQ office? Sorry, I forgot to sign in with my local LGBT chapter to before I fucking shot a video with like other women.
this is queer baiting. And Billie didn't do anything about it. She didn't release a statement at all. But then she proceeds to post an Instagram post with the caption, "I love girls." Personally,
Bro, what the fuck? You can't be straight and questioning. It's one or the other. How come? Like, how does someone know? How are you so certain? 14-year-old who's probably still confused about their sexuality. Why are you so certain? Who made this rule? Why do we have to abide by these rules?
I immediately felt that this was like messed up. And
You know how questioning yourself works? I mean, she might be saying she's straight, but still questioning. She could be bi. What is this? Like, if someone is like dating a man, if a woman is dating a man, like, then that means like they can't fucking ever appear to be around other women or sexual with other women. Say that they are, they like other women. What's up? Do I need you to slap you kids around with some fucking bi visibility? Chill the fuck out, dude. God damn.
It was queer baiting, but so many people were saying that.
Yeah, I'm. It's also super insulting and hurtful to people still in the closet that act like this. What's up, dude? I guess I'm fucking queer baiting too. I'm straight up, straight as fuck. But like, you know, me and Will slap dicks. You fuck around. You guys see the shit? Am I queer baiting? Is that what I'm doing?
It's fine, you're overreacting. I wasn't gonna argue with like her millions of fans. And then she proceeds to change her bio to Taken, and we find out who she's dating, and he turns out to be 10 years her senior. And we're kind of like, that's fucked up, but you do you. But then
Wait, what?
overreacting, I wasn't gonna argue with like her millions of fans. And then she proceeds to change her bio to Taken, and we find out who she's dating, and he turns out to be 10 years her senior. And we're kind of like,
dude, what the fuck? That's so... Okay. I mean, he's old. She's young. That's kind of weird, but like, why do you care? That's so weird.
Like, that's fucked up, but you do you. But then today we found out that he is homophobic and racist and has said the N-word and the F-slur.
Yes, Hassan, you're queer baiting. Yeah, am I? Hassan. Go fucking Zoomer. Doesn't know how to fucking spell my name correctly. What's up? Maybe check your fucking xenophobia at the door, sweaty.
My LGTV.
How many fucking places on this screen can you see my goddamn name has only one S and not two? Is this Zoomer culture? The homophobia and racism was 9 years ago? Who's the dude? And if you're going to defend her by gaslighting WLW into feeling like their anger isn't valid, you're a piece of shit. What the fuck? WLW? What does that mean? Women loving women. What? Billie Eilish is 19. Her boyfriend is your age. The age gap seems predatory. It's weird. Wait, why don't people say lesbian? Is that wrong? Or bi? Is that like not cool anymore to say? I don't fucking know. I'm like actually asking. This chat is too straight. I gotta go. The dick writers are already here, so I'm muting this. I'm a lesbian, and what she's doing is queer baiting. If she was LGBT, she would have said it by now, but no, she's dating an anti-black homophobe and commodifying women love women relationships as some cute fun aesthetic. If you support her, you suck. What? Include bi, pan, lesbians, etc. Okay. Hey man, this type of stuff happens with progress, okay? It's good. This is good. This is a sign of progress. Like, when people start getting mad at this sort of shit, like, that's how you know some progress has happened. That, like, you know, this is the type of shit that people are getting upset over. You know what I mean? Why are you even giving airtime? This seems real cancel culture-y because I'm making fun of it. What kind of progress are we making? I don't know. I feel like considering like a super LGBT friendly creator and an innocuous sentiment that could be seen as like her coming across queer coded being like a legitimate problem. Seems like progress has been made in areas where, like, you know, people are being fucking murdered. You feel me? I'm saying that this is bullshit. This is like some dumb shit to get mad about, which is good. Feel me? LMAO, real people aren't queer quoted. Classic Hasanabi defending his streamer friends. Yeah, I'm defending my big streamer friend. Just the fact alone that she's mad about this instead of being mad about her dancing with other women sexually means that there's progress. Yeah, like usually people used to, back in the day, people would get mad at Billie Eilish being like, why the fuck is she dancing? Why is she frolicking around like a harlot with some other women? That's, you know, that's what people would get mad at and say. And now people are on the other side like, I can't believe she's dancing with women. That's queer baiting. The problem with this is the general LGBTQ community doesn't have a problem with Billy Law. We're taking one tweet and generalizing. Yeah, we're doing that already. Who could have seen this coming? Billie Eilish fans upset with the resurfaced homophobic and racist statement allegedly made by Billie's new boyfriend, Matthew Tyler Vorse, who's 29 years old. Billie and Matthew were recently seen together at Disney.
Let's go.
I'm celebrating Trump's election by giving all my friends presidential erections. Take that, Pence. Wait, that's not even... Congrats to F Word Royale for beating Kentucky to win MTV's March Madness. Adele looks like a British Miss Piggy. For the record, girls that say they are free spirits are just sluts. Bro, this is from 2012, dude. God contradiction, the great all-loving F-word hater. From 2011. Wait, I don't understand. Is this a straight dude who's like pro-gay but using the F-word? Like, he's basically saying, like, he's literally saying, like, oh yeah, God's supposed to be all loving but fucking hates gays. Oh, it's a Bo Burnham lyric? Oh, it's a Bo Burnham lyric. It's not even his. Yo, Zoomers don't know because they weren't born back then, dude. It's 2011. Yeah, Zoomers weren't alive back then, so they don't know that. Like... Bro, you didn't know either? I mean, but I still could understand what he was saying. Yes, we are straight. Yes, we support LGBT people and say the F word. We exist, sweaty. I mean, yeah. It's okay to be upset if you thought you were getting media representation, but it turned out someone was using your sexuality for clout. What? Skip the Asian people post. What did he say? Hell no, N-word. He got that Instagram money. Why doesn't... I mean, I'm willing... This is on Facebook, so this is probably old as fuck. Those posts are so old. He was Billy's age when he posted them. The fact that you can use queerness for clout is a sign of progress, period. That shit used to end careers if you say you were gay not even 10 years ago. Watch this one about gay. What the fuck? This is so loud. Did you just post your own... Did you just post your own TikTok in here? Queerness has been used for clout since the 70s. Y'all shut up. But like who? Weren't all those people just queer but hiding it so they didn't get fucking murdered? Like who was using queerness for clout in the 70s, dude? The incel you just banned came to the Discord and he looks like Pugsley from Addams Family. What the fuck? David Bowie, bruh? Wait, wasn't David Bowie... Stonewall was for clout, dumbass. I used to say biology shit 2 years ago. This guy's clearly changed. Like, what the fuck? Their concerns is regarding making women love women relationships a commodity. This is a real thing. Women love women are constantly fetishized and are just seen as something to please men. Okay, what did she do? I need to see what she did. That can someone link me what the offensive? Yeah, saying fucking someone like David Bowie was actually queer baiting seems kind of wild. It wasn't he queer? It's a music video. You can't listen to it. Like, what is she doing? You know who was queer baiting? Tatu. Okay? That shit was queer baiting. Okay, let's watch this. Austin show came out. The Hasanabi just saw Azam reacted. Heartbreaking. So I'm gonna get fucking DMCA'd here, Sriracha Sydney. What is this shit? That's so stupid, dude. What the fuck? Bowie said in interviews he was bi. Not bi enough. David Bowie needs to literally suck a cock in front of my eyes. And then only then can he not be queer baiting. Okay? Sorry. David Bowie was queer baiting in the 70s, dude. Nope. Doesn't matter. Oh, dead? Sorry. Guess what, Sweaty? You should have fucking... You shouldn't have died. It was because Billy's IG post was I love girls, but that's such a fucking...
Thanks for the 6 months.
That's such an, like, an innocuous, innocent... Like, that could be anything. Like, that's the most, like, basic fucking... Oh, God. Yo, this shit is disgusting, dude. Let's see this IG post. I love girls.
Has raid.
So what is the queer bait? That she's having a sleepover? Bro, wait. Is the take... Hold up. Is the take from Zoomers now sleepovers are queer culture? Bro, what the fuck? Oh, that's so funny, dude. Sorry. Sleepovers are queer coded, and if you were to engage in it with your girlfriends, you literally have to. If you did not eat a pussy there, you cannot say I love girls. Dude, what is wrong? Yo, America are a bunch of freaks, dude. Americans are freaks. It's because sleepovers are where women love women, get to explore sexuality under the pretext of being innocent friendship. Okay. They try to cancel Billy because of Wish You Were Gay, because they thought it was a gay anthem, but got mad when she said that it's just because she liked the guy who didn't like her back, so she got pissed off and wished he was gay instead of just not into her. What the fuck? Mr. Jup, I know you're watching the stream naked. Sleepovers with all girls means gay sex to Zoomers? If it wasn't already, Freddie Mercury was just queer baiting the Own the Libs. It's also very possible to say I love girls in a non-sexual and non-romantic way. Yeah, literally. I mean, you know what goes down on the straight guy sleepover? Shit goes down. Does it? Like, I've never had a straight guy sleepover that... I mean, luckily, I never posted about my straight guy sleepovers because, fuck, I wouldn't want to be called out for queer baiting. Bowie used his sexuality to become famous in the 70s, but he did have sex with a lot of men. Okay, good then. Just because the video was overly sexualized and because of the Instagram pose.